So we're going to be seated, and we're going to put one foot on the mat, and we're going to pull our hips to that one foot, and we're going to fall to our opposite hip. Right, like this. This is super weird, but yes. So if I put this foot on the mat, I'm going to pull myself to this foot, and I'm going to drop to this hip. Yeah. Okay, so the basic idea is when we're attacking from the bottom, it's usually good to start getting underneath your opponent's hips so you can start off-balancing them more effectively. It can be hard for me to off-balance Mike if my hips are very far away from his, but if I can get my hips closer to underneath him, now I can start to use this to start off-balancing Mike pretty effectively. So one thing I was struggling with for a while with my guard, I wasn't very confident with my guard, is like when we're here and Mike is like gripping my legs or like pushing my shoulders or something, when I grab him and go to connect to him, my hips are so far away from him, and then I have to like reach with my legs to connect to him, and now he's peeling my foot off, and then now he's passing, right? So this type of movement of pulling our hips in allows us to make a much more secure connection to him, so we can start to set up attacks and maybe like even off balance him a lot while we're making the connection. So the basic idea is you can start however you want. I tend to start with like one foot kind of tucked in like this and one foot here, just because it allows me to like move pretty quick, and I can also like start building height pretty quick. So I like this posture, but people play like this as well. So yeah, play with it. But the basic idea is we'd be here, and we're going to be engaging in some sort of grip fight, and then say Mike grabs my leg. When he grabs my leg, I can grab something of his. So maybe I reach for a grip behind his tricep, and now this foot is posted on the mat. So I'm going to pull myself in to this foot, and I'm going to try and get my hips as close as I can to his body. And then with my other leg, I'm going to connect. So I go like, and now we're really connected, and now we can start to set up different types of attacks. So it's very dynamic, like his hands move a lot, he's grabbing a lot of stuff, so it's hard to say like, when his left hand goes here, do this, you know, because it happens very quickly. But the basic idea is when we're here, and maybe we grab him, now we don't just like sit down like this, we try and pull ourselves in. So now we can like work to come up and create a good angle. So this is the basic idea. So we'll start with him kneeling, and maybe try and do some sort of like, just practice the movement and have him like sometimes push on your shoulder and then you grab and then you shoot yourself in. Sometimes he push on your foot, you grab, you shoot yourself in. Just play with different grips. You can go, like if I grab this one, I don't necessarily have to have this foot on the mat. I can also put this foot on the mat and pull myself in the other way, you know? So, yeah, this is just something I think has drastically improved my ability to be successful from bottom position. So, I think it's definitely worth like practicing. And again, it happens very quickly when it's happening live. So, practice it slow, kind of get a feel for like, oh, I feel like this is a good anchor point to pull me in, this type of thing. So, yeah, play with your partner, communicate with each other, and then we'll kind of move on from there. Cool. All right, thank you. Now let's, so this is kneeling, and it's much more controlled when they're kneeling, because they're not running around, right? When they get standing, this is where things start to get very dynamic. So it's the same idea, everything's the same. Like when you post on my shoulder, I'm grabbing here and I'm pulling him in, and I'm trying to get some sort of angle, right? So everything's the same, it just happens faster generally when they're standing. And then just to give you guys a few ideas, like if he grabs my foot and I try and go to that same side, so I try and pull myself in with this foot and go with this leg, I just found it hard to prevent him from pulling your leg across. So it's like here, and then you just like guide you across, and then now he's past your legs. Whereas if you grab his wrist, now I feel like you can go either direction. Like I can come here and go this way, or I can come here and go this way. So basically what I found is if he's grabbing your ankle, go to the other side. And if you're holding his wrist, you can go either way. But a general idea, I would say, which is good, is when you're making some sort of connection, if you can pull him into a situation where his hand touches above your shoulder, this is very good. If you can pull him into a situation where his arm crosses your body, and now you're no longer in between his elbows. So if I pass Mike's arm over here, I'm outside of his elbows. Now I'm gonna have a pretty good opportunity to like come up and start to attack. So when you're making these connections, it's not always gonna happen, but like if you can, ideally, you're trying to make connections in a way where you pull it so the arm lands above your shoulder and like across your body would be like both. But if I can pull him into like this type of situation, now I can start to attack his arm. If I pull it across, now I can start to come up and threaten his back, right? So I think it leads to quicker offense if you can achieve this over your shoulder or outside of his elbows. So practice it from standing with that kind of in mind. And then, yeah, if they're grabbing your foot, probably go the other direction, has been my experience. Cool. Any questions or anything? Okay. 1, 2.